While I was in the middle of working on my next video, I came across an interesting article on unexplainedmysteries.com about a recent Bigfoot encounter. In 2017, a man, Scott, walked into his living room one night and he noticed a terrible smell. He had never smelled anything like it before. It was awful. And while he was trying to figure out where the smell was coming from, he saw something moving outside his window in the corner of his eye. At first, he thought that it was a bear because he saw a lot of brown fur. But when he looked closer, he realized that this was no bear. And when he made eye contact with this creature, he was struck with fear. But instead of running away, he ran to grab his camera, and he took some photographs. Then he went to go grab his gun, and when he pointed the gun at the creature moved away from the window and then disappeared back into the darkness of the night. Now, since Scott was really scared, and so was his wife, they called the cops. And not too long after, 3 police officers arrived to the house. Now, I don't think that the cops found any tracks or anything like that, but after looking at the pictures, one was convinced that it was a bear, but the other 2 weren't so sure. Now, when I looked at these pictures, I thought to myself, if Bigfoot does exist, this is what he or she would look like according to the thousands of eyewitness reports over the years. And to me, this doesn't look like a bear at all, it looks like a Bigfoot. But of course, this could easily be fake. One thing that stood out to me though was the nose. It's huge. So if this is a fake, I was kind of impressed with the detail. Also, these photos were taken in Bailey, Colorado. There are tons of Bigfoot sightings there. There's even a museum or a store called the Sasquatch Outpost, a place that I would just love to visit. Now, over the past couple of months, there have been a couple other viral Bigfoot sightings. One of them happened not that long ago when an oil field worker in Canada was driving when his dash cam recorded something odd in the trees. Now, this man didn't notice anything at the time. It was only when he reviewed the footage later did he notice this black spot. No, I'm not sure why he reviewed the footage, but for some reason he was convinced that this black spot was a Bigfoot. So I'm guessing he must have had other encounters in the past if he believed that this was a Sasquatch. Then a couple of days later, he went back to the spot to see if he could find any evidence. And he claims that he did see what appeared to be large footprints, a lot of dark brown hairs, and a place where it looked like something very large had been lying down. He did record all this, and I'll link that video in the description below. It is worth a watch. Now, this man is not the only one who thinks that these black spots in the trees are Bigfoot. A couple of months ago, I made a video about a Bigfoot organization who had a strange encounter, and they also saw some large black spots in the trees, and they believed that these black spots were Bigfoots. Another viral Bigfoot story happened in January when a webcam in Washington recorded something that looked like a Bigfoot walking in the snow. And it does kind of look like a Bigfoot, but it could also be just a man in some hunting clothes or something. The news organization that caught this figure walking on their webcam tweeted, "Sasquatch spotted. Have you noticed something strange on our Sherman Pass webcam before? If you look closely by the tree on the left, there looks to be something. It might be a Sasquatch. We will leave that up to you." Now, this tweet, it went super viral, and most thought it was just a man in a costume or maybe some warm hunting clothes because it was freezing outside. But some thought that it could have been a Bigfoot. Now, this just goes to show how popular the Bigfoot phenomena is, and I think it's awesome that a news organization would tweet something like that. Then we have another viral video of what looks like a Bigfoot walking in Ohio's Salt Fork Park. On January 12th, 2 friends were flying drones and just having a great time enjoying the beautiful scenery when they started to hear a lot of strange noises. Then they saw something moving through the trees, so they got out their camera and recorded what some believed to be the Ohio grassman. There's also a part in the video where this alleged Bigfoot let out a large growl or a cry, but to be honest, to me it kind of sounded like a human, but I could be wrong. I will also put a link to this video in the description below, and please let me know what you think. Now, every week there are dozens of alleged Bigfoot sightings, but none of them have ever come close to the Roger Patterson footage, which only makes that encounter that much more credible and just amazing. If the Patterson and Bob Gimlin footage is a hoax, it's the greatest hoax of all time. No one, after all these years, have ever come close to creating a video like that, and this is why I believe that it could be real. In the Patterson footage, you can clearly see the muscles in the creature's legs as it walks. Its arms are about 12 inches longer than a human's would be. It even walks exactly how an ape would walk. Hollywood even admitted that they wouldn't have been able to make a costume that good at that time. Even today it would be extremely difficult. So the Patterson and Bob Gimlin footage is by far the greatest possible evidence that we have of Bigfoot, and to this very day is still being debated. But if this is really a Bigfoot, why have we never been able to get undeniable evidence proving once and for all that these creatures do in fact exist? And this is why Bigfoot is the most famous cryptid throughout the world, and I just love covering and researching all these possible encounters, even though most of them are probably hoaxes. But nevertheless, they do make us wonder and imagine. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.